pro-conservation gift. And as far as I can tell, you do get at least one tree planted with every purchase. They probably have purchased 200 acres in Scotland. They do work with third-party tree planting services, which appear legitimate. You're not getting nothing for your purchase. You are contributing to environmental causes with a cheeky nonsense nobility thing thrown in for kicks. The CEO explains what they actually do, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, buying land and then contracting to never develop it. But when asked about consumer confusion, the CEO waffles for almost a full minute trying to dance around all of the confusion.
Do you think that there is a little bit of unclearness in terms of what it is? Because essentially you guys are the lords and ladies of that land. You're the ones who own it. So do you think there is a little bit of misunderstanding or miscommunication, do you think, maybe to the audience as to what their true status is around that? Because I feel like a part of it does rely on individuals knowing the laws around this, and not everybody does. I certainly didn't.
That's a really fair question. So I think we're very clear about that in our FAQs. We talk about how souvenir plots work, and how we take our obligations to our lords and ladies very seriously. So I wouldn't say that we are the like lords and ladies of the land. We are the title holders. That's a thing, like legally. We can't do what we want with it. So, you know, now that we've contractually entered, now that we've entered into a contractual obligation to specific people, the stuff that normally, let's say, flows with owning or being the title holder of a plot purely doesn't apply here. So I understand what you're saying about it perhaps like I understand what you're saying about are the customers the real owners if you own the title, but I think the way we see it is we take our contractual obligations extremely seriously.
Now, I commend this YouTuber for engaging in this interview and trying to do the research and going back to the source and actually getting firsthand information. But even she admits that it's confusing and that they're aware of others being confused and that Established Titles needs to update the talking points because they're confusing.
I just think that that's probably one of the parts that's a little bit confusing, because there's some people, I mean, even people who may have purchased through myself, who has felt like, oh, I thought like there might have been like, even if I can't really use it, there might have been a little bit of legitimacy behind it.
Now, I've seen a lot of people criticize Established Titles, saying that if you really cared about environmental causes, you would just skip Established Titles altogether and donate directly. Now, I'm of two minds about this, because first of all, that's not how charity works. Sometimes you have to throw a party that costs $1 million to entice guests to donate $3 million. You might not like the waste or the inefficiency, but sometimes you need a reason to incite people to give. An Established Title CEO said, quote, "In the past 2 years, we have done more tangible work in the preservation of the woodlands in Scotland than anyone else to our knowledge. This includes donating to plant over 2 million trees and acquiring over hundreds of acres of land and contractually committing to preserve it in its natural state. This year, we are slated to be Trees for the Future's Giving Tuesday partner, matching all donations up to $50,000. It's a shame that this attempt to cancel us will make these efforts in the future that much harder." Okay, sure, but let's talk about orders of magnitude here. Now, as I said before, I'm guessing that the average card value is about $100. It costs a maximum of $1 per tree to plant a tree, so you're talking about roughly 1 to 2% of the revenue of this company going to tree planting. The less than 200 acres that Established Titles owns is roughly 0.3 square miles, not 3 square miles, 0.3 square miles, in a part of Scotland that doesn't see that much development anyway. So let's be real here. Established Titles is far more of a money-making venture than it is an environmental charity. So is Established Titles a scam? I mean, it seems like it, at least colloquially. A scam is defined as a dishonest scheme, a swindle, so probably. It seems like there's some dishonesty there. Is it illegal? Well, there are some good arguments to that effect. And look, Established Titles is not the only one out there. There's a million of these different companies. HighlandTitles.com, ScotlandTitles.com, all direct. And defenders have said it's only as much of a scam as the Name a Star registries or NFTs. To which I say, correct. Most of those are scams as well. And the funny thing is, on the internet, everyone always screams class action lawsuit, and class action lawsuit never makes sense in the context that people think it does. But here, if people were deceived, that is exactly the kind of thing that actually would work as a class action. Except buried in the small print in the terms of service on establishedtitles.com is a class action arbitration waiver, though I do question whether that would be enforceable in this context. And even if it's not outright illegal, it's terrible for creators at large. Some creators, in the wake of apologizing for running an established titles sponsorship, have admitted that they will basically take any sponsorship that comes their way.
I get a sponsorship opportunity for almost anything, I'm gonna take it.
And that's the creator's right. They can run whatever sponsorship they want to, or decide not to run whatever sponsorship they want to. But the thing is, it hurts the entire creator economy, because when very prominent YouTubers promote crap, everyone assumes that all the sponsorships are crap. And I've seen lots of comments to the effect that the viewer just automatically assumes that everything any YouTuber promotes is just dreck. And that's not fair to the people who are running legitimate sponsorships. And to that point, look, my sponsors are legitimate. If I say that I use them, I actually use them. And not to be holier than thou, but I'm represented by Nebula Talent, and full disclosure, I'm a large minority owner. But literally no one represented by Nebula Talent ran an established titles sponsorship. Now, fair, established titles was risible on its face, but at the same time, the CEO of Nebula Talent, Dave Wiskus, kept telling everyone not to burn their reputation on what was at best a gimmick or a gag gift. Because once you lose your credibility, you never get it back. And there's not just reputational risk, there's also counterparty risk. And wouldn't you know it, Established Titles has now pulled all of their sponsorships for 2022 because of all of this backlash. They're actively breaking contracts they had with creators, though at the same time, they're also letting creators out of their contracts if they want. So it was good while it lasted. I hope it was worth it. But look on the bright side. There's always Raid Shadow Legends. But it's been a long day at the office, and all this talk of scams and fake environmental charities has me wishing that there was a way to know which charities were worth it and how to maximize my donation dollar to do the most good possible. If only there was a way to do that. Well, luckily, there is. Today's legitimate sponsor, GiveWell, does exactly that. GiveWell spends over 40,000 hours each year researching charitable organizations and only recommends a few of the highest impact evidence-based charities that they've found. Over 100,000 donors have used GiveWell to donate more than $1 billion, with a B, and ensure that their donations have made maximum impact to save tens of thousands of lives and improve the lives of millions more. And here's the best part. GiveWell is completely free. GiveWell helps allocate your tax-deductible donation to the charity that you choose without taking a cut. They publish all their research and recommendations on their site for free, no sign-up required. And when you donate through GiveWell, your donations are still tax-deductible in the US, and they'll match your donations up to $100. GiveWell's top recommendation is to donate to their All Grants Fund, which can be allocated to any grant that meets their cost-effectiveness bar. And my recommendation is to give their Top Charities Fund, which directs donations to the charity or charities that GiveWell has determined to be the most effective each quarter. GiveWell is transparent about how donations are spent and how their decisions are made. They even have a webpage devoted to sharing the mistakes that they've made along the way. GiveWell simplifies the process of finding and giving to outstanding charities because they do the independent research. They give me peace of mind that my donations will do the maximum good because they've done the research. And this is incredible. GiveWell is matching donations from first-time donors dollar for dollar up to $100. Just click on the link that's on screen right now or in the description to donate. And on the donation page, when asked about where you heard about GiveWell, choose YouTube and Legal Eagle. Or again, to have up to $100 matched, just click on the link below. And after that, click on this box over here for more Legal Eagle, or I'll see you in court.
Recently, I've gotten more and more accusations that I'm like Sisyphus, the man doomed to push a rock up a hill endlessly forever. Spiffsiphus, if you will. So when my stream plans were delayed one day, I found myself here, playing as Sisyphus, ready to beat the accusations by overcoming the boulder and the mountain. I had no idea how long it was. I had no idea if it even ended. All I knew was push. Yeah, the rock sounds like bacon. Install one bacon rock. I took Loaf to the vet yesterday just to check up. Nothing crazy. Well, we are putting her on a bit of a weight loss program. It hasn't started yet, but she'll be on it soon. She's she fits the chonk scale a bit too much. She weighs 13 pounds, which put her on 8 out of 9 chonkiness. Think I can just like push it over that log over there? I bet I can skip this whole situation. Yeah, come on. Come on. What if we rocket back and forth? Oh, fuck. I can jump. Wait a second. Okay. Hold on. This is something. There. See. Look at that. 3 minutes in, we're already finding skips.
Oh wow, this is like a third-person peaks of yore. I had to make that joke.
Well.
Please forgive me.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I took that seriously. That's my bad. But yeah, at the Loaf is sassy at the vet. She's usually never gets upset with us, but anything. But man, she gave the vets the old whip around. She's been officially labeled as like, you know, sassy kitty by the vet. Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. Stop that rock. I hope it can't go over the edge. That would be unfortunate. And they gave her like catnip and some treats, and she was doing like the angry cat as she ate the treats. Like she was growling, but then she'd be licking the treats and making the mlems at the same time. But she survived the ordeal. Luckily, the vet's like 5 minutes from our house, so her traumatic day really wasn't that bad in the end. Why are you doing this to yourself? I didn't know what I wanted to do today because FNAF in real time got delayed. I was ready for today to be quite an interesting one. And then it was delayed, or it was actually delayed at the start of the month, but I learned that it was delayed like 2 days ago. But so I was like, I don't want to do more post heading. You know, it'd be funny for the Sisyphus bit if I played the Sisyphus game. These are like checkpoints. That's kind of nice. You think these explode? Let's find out. Wow, that was okay. That was a bounce. Huge, actually huge. Environment W. I was me and Paige watched Tarzan.
I fucking hate you so much.
But then after she was just hanging out, and I played some Days Gone zombie game, and I came up against this like boss zombie, and he was like genuinely kind of hard. I'm on like the hardest difficulty before they take away your HUD, but nothing's really been hard yet. But this boss zombie